All right, so this time around we are going to review two-step equations. Two-step equations are just one step beyond one-step equations. In order to solve a two-step equation, we are going to be doing our order of operations in reverse, and with each one we are going to do the inverse operation of whatever is happening. So the reason for that is really we need to just think through this problem. So I have a number, my x, I multiply it by 2, and then I add 5. And at the end of that, I get 27. So if I want to figure out what number I started with, I need to do the opposite of what I just said in the opposite order. It's like retracing your steps, going backwards, okay? So that means the first thing I need to do is get rid of the plus 5. We should know from the one-step equations that we subtract 5 to get rid of it. And of course, we have to do it on the other side. That leaves us with 2x still on the left side of the equal sign, and 27 minus 5 is 22 on the right side. Once we get through that, this is now just a one-step equation because we've done one of the two steps. Our inverse operation of multiplying the 2 against the x is to divide by a 2, and we have to do that on the other side as well. That leaves us with just 1x being equal to 11. For a different example, we could have 3 minus x equal to 9. Now, I like a problem like this because it looks like it's a one-step equation. There's only one thing happening. The issue is what's really going on here is we are taking the opposite of x and then adding 3 to it. And that is equal to 9. So we need to go through those steps in reverse. Now, we don't have to rewrite it like this. We can do it like this. We can leave it how it started, but that doesn't change the fact that the first thing we need to do is subtract 3 from both sides. That will leave us with a negative x. Notice that it's a negative x, still staying negative. And on the right side of the equal sign we have 6. That was our first step. The second step here will be to get rid of this negative in front of the x. There's two ways to do that. We can divide by a negative 1, or we can multiply by a negative 1. I prefer to divide because I like to think of this as a negative 1 being multiplied against my x. So if I divide by negative 1 on both sides, I get my x is equal to negative 6. Hopefully this is a good quick review for us on our two-step equations. Things to remember are we need to do inverse operations in the inverse order of operations.